Hunting for a tiaportal download? Here is the honest picture. Tiaportal is Siemens' commercial IDE. The full license costs thousands of dollars. The trial is 21 days, time-limited from first install, and Windows only. You need a Siemens account and a direct registration to request it. There is also Tiaportal Cloud, which is browser-based, but it is bandwidth-heavy and unusable on a slow connection. The download guide, linked below, covers every legitimate path, the trial request process, the cloud option, and what each license tier includes. That link goes to the Tiaportal tutorial page at plcsimulationsoftware.com. Now, what this video gives you is the programming model itself. Project anatomy, the first ladder network with Siemens addressing, a seal-in circuit step-by-step, and the IEC timer. You will practice every rung right now in the browser at plcsimulationsoftware.com. No install, no Siemens account, no Windows. Before you write a rung, understand the project structure. Every Tiaportal project lives in a project tree on the left side of the IDE. The top of that tree is the project name. Beneath it is the PLC device. The PLC device is where you configure the hardware, the CPU module, the I/O cards, and the communication interfaces. Inside the PLC device, there is a program block folder. That folder holds the code. Tiaportal uses 3 primary block types. OB1 is the organization block. It is the main program cycle. The CPU calls OB1 on every scan. Think of it as the container for your ladder rungs. Below OB1 are function blocks and function calls. FBs are reusable code blocks with their own data memory called an instance data block. FCs are function calls with no persistent memory. For a beginner program, you work inside OB1. Everything you see in this video lives in OB1 Network 1. A network in Tiaportal is one rung or one group of related rungs. You click the plus to add a new network. You drag instructions from the instruction panel on the right. The tag table is where you define every input, output, and memory bit before you use it in a rung. In Tiaportal, tag names replace raw addresses. You see the tag name in the rung. The address is behind it. Now the addressing system. Siemens uses 3-letter prefixes that come from German. I is for inputs. It stands for Eingaenge. Your field devices, push buttons, sensors, switches, drive input bits. Q is for outputs. It stands for Ausgaenge. Your coils, contactors, and lamps are output bits. M is for memory, or Merker. Internal flags, seal-in bits, and intermediate states live here. The full address format is %, then the prefix, then the byte.bit. So %sign I0.0 is input byte 0, bit 0, the first digital input on the card. %sign Q0.0 is output byte 0, bit 0, the first output. %sign M0.0 is memory byte 0, bit 0. In Tiaportal, you almost never type the raw address directly. You define a tag in the tag table with a name and an address, then you use the name in the rung. The %sign address appears underneath the tag name in the rung view. So a rung might show stop_button above %sign I0.0. The name is what you read. The address is what the CPU uses. This separation is the biggest structural difference from older S7 Classic, where you program directly with addresses. In Tiaportal with S7-1200 and S7-1500, symbolic names are the norm and the address is the annotation. Now build the first ladder network. Open OB1. Add network 1. From the instruction panel, drag a normally open contact. In Siemens LAD, the normally open contact is 2 vertical lines. Assign it the tag motor _ start with address %sign I0.1. This is your start push button input. The contact evaluates true when the input bit is 1, which happens when the button is pressed. Now drag a normally closed contact in series. In Siemens LAD, the normally closed contact is 2 vertical lines with a diagonal slash through them. Assign it the tag motor _ stop with address %sign I0.0. The normally closed contact evaluates true when its bit is 0. A normally closed stop button wired to the input card gives a bit that is 1 at rest. So the normally closed contact in the rung is false when the bit is 1 at rest? No, that is the trap. In Siemens LAD, the instruction reflects the bit state, not the physical wiring. A normally closed contact instruction in tiaportal evaluates true when the bit is 0 and false when the bit is 1. If your stop button is wired normally closed to the card, the input bit is 1 at rest. The normally closed contact in the rung is false. The rung does not conduct. You need a normally open contact on the stop tag. The bit is 1 at rest, and you want the rung to pass at rest. This mirrors the Allen-Bradley logic exactly. The physical wiring and the instruction type are separate concerns. Now add an output coil. In Siemens LAD, the output coil is a circle in brackets. Assign it the tag motor_run with address %sign Q0.0. This energizes the output when the rung evaluates true. That is network 1, start contact, stop contact, coil. The rung is built drops when you release start. The start bit goes to 0. The normally open contact goes false. The rung drops. To make the motor hold, you need a seal-in contact in parallel with the start contact. Go back to the start contact. Right-click and insert a branch below it. In the branch, add a normally open contact. Assign it motor_run, the same output tag you just wired, with address %sign Q0.0. The seal-in branch reads the output bit. When motor_run is 1, the seal-in contact is true. Even after you release the start button and the start contact drops, the seal-in branch keeps the rung energized. The output stays at 1. The seal-in holds. Now press the stop button. The stop input bit drops to 0. The normally open contact on the stop tag goes false. The rung loses continuity. The output coil resets to 0. The seal-in contact reads 0. The rung delatches cleanly. This is the standard Siemens start-stop motor circuit. OB1, Network 1. It is the conceptual foundation of most motor control rungs you will see on a real S7-1200. One more instruction every tiaportal programmer needs: the IEC timer. Tiaportal uses IEC 61131 to 3 standard timers, not the S7 classic timers. The IEC timer is a function block. You drop a TON block into a network. TON is timer on delay. The block has 4 pins. IN is the enable input. Connect a contact here. PT is the preset time. Set it as time #t#sign, then the duration. For example, t#sign 5s for 5 seconds. Q is the timer done output. Connect a contact here or use it to drive a coil. ET is the elapsed time. It counts from 0 to PT while IN is true. When ET reaches PT, the Q output goes true. When IN drops, ET resets. The important difference from Allen-Bradley: the timer is a function block and it needs a data block. tiaportal creates the instance data block automatically when you drop the TON block into the network. The data block holds the accumulated time and the timer state between scans. Every IEC timer call has its own instance DB. The browser simulator's Siemens dialect implements IEC-style timers. The PT input, the Q done output, and the ET elapsed time all behave as in tiaportal. Practice the timer rung in the Siemens dialect track at plcsimulationsoftware.com/learn/dialects/Siemens. A word on what transfers and what does not. The browser simulator replicates the programming model: normally open contacts, normally closed contacts, output coils, IEC timers, and the Siemens I Q M addressing system. Every rung you build in the simulator uses the same instruction semantics and the same logic patterns as tiaportal. What it does not replicate is the Siemens IDE itself, the project tree, the hardware configuration, the device catalog, the diagnostic tools. The value is practicing the logic. These concepts transfer directly to real hardware. When you open tiaportal, the IQM addressing and the IEC timer behave exactly as you practiced. The IDE is the wrapper. The logic is the substance. Start with the free Siemens dialect lessons at plcsimulationsoftware.com. The tiaportal tutorial page, linked below, has the full lesson path alongside the guide to getting a legitimate tiaportal trial. If this cleared up the IQM addressing or the seal-in circuit, subscribe. The next video covers PLC analog input programming, 4 to 20 milliamp scaling to real engineering units, free scaling calculator included. See you there.